Hello cinephiles and snowflakes. This is your favorite host, Josh, coming at you with review number 6 for the Omni Review. We'll be reviewing an independent film for once, and that's nice because a lot of the mainstream shit I've seen recently has been shit. Today we're reviewing Hell or High Water, written by Taylor Sheridan and directed by David Mackenzie. Unfortunately, I'm not too familiar with David Mackenzie's filmography. This is his 10th film, and it seems like he's hitting like a critical stride right now, with this film and his previous film, Startup, being rated over 90% Rotten Tomatoes. Let's remember though that Rotten Tomatoes ratings are not fucking accurate sometimes. What made me skeptical about this film is that the studio behind it is CBS Films. With the exception of Inside Llewyn Davis, a lot of the CBS films are kind of generic. It also didn't really look like a film that would be personally appealing to me. The story of Hell or High Water takes place in West Texas, and it follows the brothers Tanner and Toby, who are played by Chris Pine and Ben Foster. There's a lot involved with the story, but the basic premise is that these two brothers come together after a lot of time apart to rob a small branch of bank so that they can pay off the reverse mortgage on the ranch that their mother left to them. Marcus Hamilton, who's a Texas Ranger played by Jeff Bridges, with his partner Alberto, try to catch these two brothers in the process. This movie to me is an effective modern western, which has this slow burn that carries throughout the movie but pays off towards the end. Setting plays a big role in this film. There's not a whole lot of films I can think of that really nails the whole Texas Western wasteland vibe like this film does. It's perfectly appropriate for a story as emotional as this, where two brothers are really just trying to put the pieces back together within their family. Keep in mind too that the state of Texas allows people to carry firearms. That plays a factor in this movie. Overall, I would say I was fairly satisfied with all the performances I saw. I really thought Chris Pine was a standout in this film, who's great as the younger, more calculated brother of the two. I love the conviction that he brings to this character. His country accent sounds legitimate, and it's something I haven't seen him do before and pull off. He kind of tends to act as the same characters in a lot of his films. This is something you won't see him do very frequently, but do very well in this movie. Ben Foster's character is the complete opposite. He's this very unpredictable character. He's kind of a loose cannon. My big issue with Ben Foster is that I feel like he has a tendency to overact sometimes. Some of the wild and over-the-top behavior from his character just doesn't really mesh well with the very, I would say, subtle nature of this movie. Jeff Bridges is good because he's Jeff Bridges. I still do not care for that country mumble or accent or whatever the hell it is that he's been doing in a lot of his recent movies. It sounds like he's swallowing his f***ing words.
I vote as what? I've seen men bat a torp but nothing bigger than the king bolt.
Can we depart this afternoon?
Coon hunting? This ain't no coon hunt. Oh, well, hold on, sis. For expenses. What are you?
Moving on, the cinematography of this movie is great. Can we talk about the opening long take? Oh my god. Oh my god. The first shot of this movie is perfectly constructed. It explains everything you need to know about what's going to happen, it really establishes setting, and it really does a great job of building tension. And it's not even a complex move. All the camera does in this long take is just move in a circle, and it's beautiful. My big issue with this film is that once the opening scene ends, the film moves very gradually after that. Most of the first half is dedicated to these conversations between the two brothers who arrive in the banks and the two Texas Rangers trying to catch them. While these conversations make for good character development, I wouldn't exactly call them exciting. If you come into this movie tired, there's a good chance that these conversations will put you to sleep. Fortunately, there are some robberies and some other nice action sequences that kind of break up the dialogue and keep things moving along nicely. This movie also has a lot of country music for its soundtrack. It makes perfect sense for this movie to have country music in its soundtrack given the atmosphere, but that also doesn't make it any less cringeworthy when you're someone who hates country music. It's really during the third act that this movie shines, with some great action sequences and a great finale. The only other thing that really bothered me about this movie is that there is a character who says the title of the movie, and they say it in such a way that would suggest that it's probably a term that locals use in that part of the country, but it still didn't sound any less stupid. I mean, what are we, some kind of
Suicide Squad?
So while I don't think this movie is as great as other people say it is, I definitely do think it is still very well crafted and very well executed. I'm gonna give Hell or High Water 3.5 out of 5 stars. Thanks guys for watching this review. Really excited to get the next one out to you, which will be a review of Doctor Strange. That was a very trippy movie. Oh my god, I can't wait to talk about it. Keep an eye out for that review, and if there's any movies that you want me to review, not just new movies, then please write it down in the comment section below and I might just get around to it. So yeah, be a good person and don't listen to country music. Thanks again guys, this is Josh, oh my gosh, signing off until next time.